How did Creole identity blend cultures in colonial Latin America? Imagine a place where different worlds collide and create something entirely new. That's what happened in Latin America during the colonial era. Creole identity is a perfect example of this mix. Creoles were people born in the colonies of European descent, mainly from Spain and Portugal. They were considered equal to Europeans legally but often couldn't hold the highest political or religious positions. This made them feel separate and sparked a desire for their own identity. Culturally, Creoles took what the Europeans brought, like their language, Catholic religion, and social customs, and mixed it with local indigenous traditions. Indigenous people shared their knowledge of farming, food, and local practices, which blended into Creole culture. African slaves also played a big part, bringing music, dance, and religious practices like Santeria and Candomblé. These elements combined to form a new, vibrant culture that was neither purely European, nor indigenous, nor African, but a mix of all three. This cultural blending created regional customs that were unique to each area. For example, in parts of Latin America, you might find traditional foods that combine indigenous ingredients with European cooking styles. Music and dance also evolved, incorporating African rhythms and indigenous melodies, making lively and distinct cultural expressions. Politically, Creoles started to see themselves as separate from the European-born peninsulares. They wanted more control over their lands and governments. This desire grew into independence movements in the early 1800s. Creoles led these efforts, wanting to govern themselves and break free from European rule. But even as they fought for independence, they often kept social hierarchies that favored Europeans and marginalized indigenous and African populations. After independence, Creoles became the ruling class in many Latin American countries. They kept some of the old social structures but also created a shared Latin American identity rooted in their mixed heritage. This identity helped shape the new nations, blending European, indigenous, and African influences into a common cultural and political foundation. So, Creole identity is a story of blending and adaptation. It shows how different peoples and traditions came together to create something new and lasting in Latin America. It's a reminder of how cultures can merge to form a shared history that continues to influence the region today.